if you know anything about SJWs after being here for a while, you know they always double down. Now, we're getting all these reports out there. A lot of people are saying DEI is dead. Woke is over. It's a new era. These companies have learned their lessons. And I don't know what these people are smoking, but all of these companies are exactly the same. Remember, this is Hollywood. They have blacklisted conservatives out there. They've blacklisted anybody who's MAGA. Anybody who's Christian gets just absolutely torched at this point. This whole industry is completely evil, and they are all in true believers on this agenda. We just watched the Trump State of the Union address, and we didn't see Democrats that were repentant and like ready to get on board and help save America and things like that. They refused to stand, even for like a little black boy getting a honorary Secret Service thing because the kid was dying of cancer. I mean, they won't stand for that and like clap for the kid, all because they just hate everything that opposes their agenda so much. These people are embedded, and they are controlling the culture still. There's nothing that's changed in Hollywood. They haven't mass fired everybody and rehired Republicans or anything like that. It doesn't exist. And so when you look at this stuff, you got to see through this whole lens of media and all that they're still going to continue to do this stuff. Now, they're changing a lot of the marketing, and I saw this pretty evidenced early on with the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, where that had a ton of race-swapped casting in it, from, of course, the Osborns, Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn, and Spider-Man being black, to the Lizard being a black woman. It's absolutely crazy what they've done on that. And if you noticed, immediately right out in front of the show, the actor went out and gave this interview and said, "It's not woke, it's well-written," as if it's like, huh? It's exceedingly woke. And this is exactly what they're doing with Harry Potter. It's going to be the same thing. They are trying to change things from the old movies just to make their DEI points right here. It doesn't make sense in the context of this like England setting either, but this is what they do with everything. And so this is what they're going to be doing with the casting for Professor Snape now. All right. So that's kind of where we're at as a culture. Don't let off the gas. Don't give in to corporate culture. Be vigilant, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things here, especially in fantasy with Harry Potter and the like. I really appreciate you guys being here. This is the real fantasy news, I like to call it. And my name is John Delarose. I'm a fantasy author myself. If you like Harry Potter and YA books, you're really going to enjoy this. This is a great adventure series. It's called For Steam and Country. It's a fantasy series about an airship crew that goes out questing, fighting monsters, and of course, they get embroiled in a really brutal war as things develop over this entire series. It builds really, really nicely, and I'd love for you to get in on this today. This would be a great thing. It's clean, so anybody can read it, all ages. Really appreciate you guys for being there, and it's in the description below on ebook, print, and audio for your convenience. Thank you so much for making this a perennial bestseller. And it's been a wonderful year for our books. Thank you again. So this is the independent alternative to this, which is what's going on at HBO Max. A new report alleges HBO is close to finishing a deal to have Papa Asaidu play, I don't know if I pronounced that right, I probably pronounced it wrong, race-swapped Severus Snape in its upcoming Harry Potter TV series. In fact, this has now been confirmed as of this video. He has been cast. Yay. Stunning and brave. Brave and stunning. Much wow. This is ridiculous. Now, they've been talking about possibly doing this for a long, long time. Deadline's Nelly Andreeva reports Emmy nominee, one of the first actors identified for the series, is closing his deal to portray Severus Snape, I hear. It was recently rumored by Hollywood Reporter back in December that this was going to be the case in the first actual change for the show that we were very, very scared about. Now, of course, they said they're going to be faithful to the books. They're going to be faithful, but they gave kind of mixed messaging about that as well, and this is not faithful to the books as per the description in the book at all. And so we're going to see exactly what happens with this, but I don't think this is going to be the only race swap because this is what they do, and of course they want more of this. They don't want a lot of white people in there. Same thing's happening in Daredevil Born Again, by the way. If you remember the original trio of Matt and Foggy and Karen in that, all white people, and so they killed off Foggy in the first episode there. And they're replacing him with this like DA person who's a black chick, of course. And so she's in the comic books, this DA person that's come in as well is actually white in the comic books as well. So this is what they're doing across the board. Like I said, woke has not died. It's everywhere. And I mentioned Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, another Disney Spider-Man cartoon that just came out. Same thing. All of these things are still going forward as planned. They're just marketing them. They're just not saying they're diverse when they go out in the marketing. That's the only difference that's happening here. So Snape is described as Professor Quirrell, an absurd turban, walking to a teacher with a greasy black hair, a hooked nose, and sallow skin. Sounds like a Jew to me. No wonder he's looking so nervous. That's Professor Snape. Elsewhere in the novel, she's described as Gryffindors came spilling into the field, she saw Snape land nearby, white-faced and tight-lipped, and then Harry felt a hand on his shoulder and looked up into Dumbledore's smiling face. Furthermore, she shared a drawing of Snape in the 10th Anniversary Collector's Edition, where he's depicted as a white man. She wrote, Snape, as I always saw him, was scribbled back in 1992 or 3, although I've spent years denying that Snape is a vampire, one of the more outlandish and persistent fan theories. I must say he does look a little like Count Dracula-ish in that cloak. On top of it, Warner Brothers released merchandise artwork for Snape before Alan Rickman was cast as the character. He was also depicted as white. If this cast is, of course, changing this deal, and this is what they said about it being authentic. Each season will be authentic to the original books, bringing Harry Potter to these incredible adventures to new audiences. Code for modern audiences around the world, while the original classic and beloved film will remain at the core of the franchise and available to watch globally. Rowling even said, Max's commitment to preserving the integrity of my books is important to me, and I'm looking forward to being a part of this new adaptation, which will allow a degree of depth and detail only afforded by my long-form television series. Now, very, very weird. Rowling's been all in on the race swap type of stuff. That they do all the way around. And this is a picture of the black Hermione Granger from a Cursed Child stage play that they cast Norma Dumazeni in the role. And she loved it at that point. My experience of social media, I thought the idiots were going to idiot, but what can you say? That's the way the world is. Noma was chosen because she's the best actress for the job. Oh, I'm sure. That's what John told me when he cast her. I said, oh, that's fabulous, because I'd seen her in a workshop. She was fabulous. And also, the casting call on HBO, the open casting call right here, guys, here you go, says what? We're committed to diverse inclusive casting. So you know what that means. They are preferring black people for these roles, and they were looking for a black person for this role, even as Hermione. It's just a complete lie. They always do this. I don't understand why J.K. Rowling hasn't figured out that the whole white replacement thing that's happening in Hollywood and everywhere in culture is a big deal. I don't understand why she's still all in on like, oh, Dumbledore was gay. Like when she's out fighting so hard against the trans agenda, it's like once you see that the trans agenda is what it is and it's all about lies and it's all about trying to make you accept, just this weird ideology all the time, you'd think you'd take the logical conclusions to, oh, wait, this is all the same ideology. It's all the same lies. It's all the same replacements. When they say you're racist and all that, they're actually racist against white people, and it's about replacing white culture and actually destroying white culture. That is very much intentional on what Hollywood and the rest are doing here. But for some reason, she's not made that connection yet. I don't know if she's ever going to at this juncture, because gosh, it's illogical that you wouldn't, but strange that she does defend these race swaps in the past. And I'm sure once it comes out on the Snape situation, she'll be defending it as well because, of course, she's got to promote her TV show. Very sad at this point. They did make one other casting choice, it looks like. This is Janet McTeer, who's going to be playing McGonagall. And if you look at that, McGonagall, sorry. She actually does kind of fit the original a little bit, so little more sane of a casting choice in that level. Wouldn't want to change that. Snape's a high-profile one that they get a little publicity out of to do this, and this is what they do every single time. Like I said, woke's not dead, guys. It's just not being called woke, and they're just pretending that it doesn't exist in order to try to gaslight you at this point. It's everywhere. These race swaps are in everything. This is what Hollywood does all the time in every single TV show and movie, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Thank you guys for watching the Real Fantasy News here. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And do check out my books, starting with For Steam and Country. If you like Harry Potter, you're going to love this. I wouldn't say it's quite as youthful as the original Harry Potter, but probably around book 3 and 4, but not as verbose because I think she J.K. Rowling kind of needed some editorial in that level, but that's another story. It really picks up as the series goes along. The high-pace, fast-paced action really in book 2 forward just goes boom, and it is something that you won't be able to put down. Check it out. It's an ebook, print, and audio in the description below. Thank you. We'll be back soon.